Hi everybody, it's Focus on Autism TV here at Nutmeg TV, and my name is Donna Swanson. I'm the Executive Director at Focus Alternative Learning Center, and today we're going to do a little bit of a different show for you. As you notice, we are without the guys. It's a girls-only show, and I have some new people to introduce. And we're going to talk about what it's like to be on the autism spectrum and to be a girl. As you know, or maybe you don't know, that autism is 4 times more often in boys than it is in girls. At Focus, we do have quite a few girls that are on the spectrum. But I brought, well, Emily's one of our regulars, and then we have Anastasia, who will be introducing herself in a little bit, and Lauren, who's been on a couple of the episodes. And we have Sharon Cable as the co-host tonight, because she runs a parent support group from La Casa, the Litchfield County Autism Spectrum Association. And she hears a lot about the girls on the spectrum. And we also have a girls group at Focus, so we're going to talk about some of their issues, even though they can't be here with us today. So I hope you will stay tuned and enjoy what we have to offer. We do get a little silly sometimes. We're trying to hold that in check, but we are girls, you know. So this is the chick flick version of Focus on Autism TV. I'm going to start first with you, Sharon, and introduce yourself. And people know you better as Alex's mom.
Yes, I'm Alex's mom. He's usually on the panel, but today it's girls only, so I got to come on and be the co-host here. I deal with a lot of families, and parents always tell me that it's difficult with girls because they don't have the aggressive behaviors a lot of times that boys do, and they are diagnosed later, and they have a lot of issues with other girls picking on them, not including them, either ignoring them or actually picking on them and bullying them. So it is a big issue, and girls have a lot of difficulties being on the spectrum and getting through day-to-day life.
One of the beautiful things at Focus is, yes, we do have mostly boys, but the girls that we have, and I think this is one of the beautiful things about being on the spectrum, is that nobody really cares whether you're a boy or a girl. They just make friends with who you are. Would you agree with that, Lauren?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and age doesn't seem to matter either. So, you know, when you find a place like Focus where people feel comfortable and treat you right, it kind of works out better. Do you agree, Emily?
Yes.
And how about you, Anastasia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about if I go next with you, and tell me, Lauren, again, how old are you?
I'm 14.
You're 14, and you told me once how old you really kind of feel more, like even though you're 14.
I feel 10.
You feel more like you're 10, and that's because why?
Well, I don't really want to grow up. I want to stay young. I cherish youth. And unlike most kids my age, because they want to drive a car, they want to go to college, they want to have a boyfriend. That doesn't really realize that all you need is your girlfriends by you. That's really all you need.
Okay, so you're not in a hurry to grow up.
Nope.
And you still enjoy things that younger kids enjoy.
Mhm.
Like what?
I still have toys, I have stuffed animals, and I play with them with my younger friends during the day program at Focus. I go to school there because the public school where I live it didn't really work out as well as we would have liked.
And what kind of things didn't work out for you in the public school?
Well, the work was too much. I have a few friends there who are quite overwhelmed. A certain friend, I'll probably mention a little later if I can. She has a lot of difficulty in that.
You don't have to mention her by name, but
Yes.
you can just, one of your good friends is...
Yes, she's quite overwhelmed by the work, and she's worried about the future, as am I. I'm worried because the school doesn't really want me where I am right now, even though I'm extremely happy and don't want to leave.
You mean at Focus?
Yes.
They don't want you at Focus?
No.
Well, and that's where sometimes the problem comes in, is because you are doing so well that people, and that we see that often, that when kids are doing well, it's because of the support they have, and then people mistake that, and then they take the support away,
Yeah.
and then you're not doing so well.
Yep.
But you've had a lot of you're very bright too, and as everybody here is extremely bright, and that confuses people because if you're so bright and you're 14, it's hard for them to understand that you really feel like you're 10.
Yeah.
And then you also, each girl here is very sensitive, and you're sensitive to criticism, to the cues that girls give. I think it's hard enough being a regular, a normal girl, whatever normal means, but it's even harder to be on the spectrum and try and figure out what girls are saying, because girls can be kind of tough sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
Big time.
Yeah. So one of the hardest things for you at school is being understood by others, and including teachers, right?
Yeah, the teachers. One of the teachers, I had a little issue in 7th grade last year when a teacher yelled at me because it was the 3rd day of school and we got homework, and I felt a lot of anxiety and I didn't get it done, even though I'm pretty good about that. And then she yelled at me and embarrassed me in front of the whole class. She did that with all the kids who forgot, but still, I felt really awful.
And I know that you and we have a very good relationship, and you trust me.
Yes.
And the other day, I even said something to you that we needed to work on, and your face fell. And I said, honey, I'm just trying to help you be the best that you can be. You don't have to be sensitive about things, because you want to please so much. But even when somebody that you trust and have such a good relationship with, you can be sensitive too.
Yes.
And so, but I recognized it right away, and I said, Lauren, please don't worry about it. We're just trying to give you the tools so that you don't keep making the same mistake. But so people need to really realize how sensitive all of you are, right? And I'm going to go to Anastasia because you are extremely sensitive. And Emily, you've toughened up, so we're going to save you for next because you used to be very sensitive, but I want you to think about how you've gotten stronger and what has made you stronger. Anastasia, I got to tell you, how old are you?
I'm 17, but tomorrow's my birthday and I'll be 18.
Yes, and you're looking forward to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I actually feel like I'm more around 11 or 12.
More around 11 or 12?
Yeah. I don't want to grow up either.
You don't want, well, we have the Peter Pan syndrome here, right? Because Emily didn't really want to grow up either. I don't think I have ever grown up. How about you, Sharon?
I'm going to stay young too with the rest of you.
Yes. So you're going to be 18 tomorrow, but you feel more like you're around 11. And do you have some of the same interests that Lauren has?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I collect toys and figures and plushies.
Plushies meaning stuffed
Yeah.
animals, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I also like to play a lot of video games.
Yep, video games. And you're an artist.
Yep.
And you do incredible art, as does Emily. And Lauren describes herself more as a writer.
I am.
And so together, we got a lot of talent going on here, right?
Yeah.
And what is something that you like about being a girl on the spectrum?
Well, I like that I have such a high degree of creativity, and I'm always thinking of something new to. Okay, I'm not sure how to finish that sentence. I'm not good with words.
Yeah, but you're always thinking of something new to do.
Yeah, and some new way to do things.
Some new way to do things.
I really enjoy customizing things. Like you can see little doodles on my shoes.
And you also said that you get bored easily.
Yeah.
And that's because you're so creative that you get ahead of yourself?
Yeah. Also, getting ahead of myself is the reason that I'm not so good with words.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think of something I want to say, but my mouth can't keep up with my thoughts, so it ends up coming out as gibberish.
Yep. Now, I do remember on the panel that you have Asperger's, and so does you, Lauren. So do you, Lauren? I'm not talking so good myself today. Maybe I caught it. But you said you defined Asperger's as what?
Insane in a good way.
Being insane in a good way.
Yeah.
And I like that definition.
Me too.
Yeah, you like it too?
I have something to say about. Well, it's a quote that I saw on the internet that I really liked. Immature is just a word used by people who don't know how to have fun.
Immature is just a word for...
Just a word people use when they don't know how to have fun.
I like that. So I'm immature. How about you guys?
All the way.
All the way.
Anastasia, one of the hard things for you has been making friends.
Yeah, people are generally repulsed by me.
They're repulsed by you? That's kind of a strong word.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
People think I'm just sickening and disgusting.
Because they don't understand you?
Well, that too, but mostly because I'm flat out hideous.
In your behavior, in what way?
Appearance?
Oh, so you think people judge you just on? Because I think you're awful cute. Awful cute didn't come out right either. I think you're very cute. But you know what? Sometimes what I've noticed about you is that you reject people before they will reject you, because that's something that you're always afraid of. Correct?
Yeah, I've been rejected a lot, and even when I've been friends with someone for a long time, a lot of times they end up stabbing me in the back.
That's what you. So it's hard to maintain friendships.
Yeah, I'm not the one doing anything wrong either. They just turn on me randomly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that you can say that you do have a lot of friends at Focus who have, right, and who have stood by you through many, many good times and hard times.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. And you got to have faith in yourself and keep that faith in yourself.
Don't underestimate yourself, Anna. You really are a good person.
Yeah, you are a good
We all
person.
like you.
Yeah.
We do. I think it's hard sometimes, though, because you can be a little up and down in your moods, and people don't always understand that. And that's true of girls in general, right? You can go a little up and down.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And that makes it a little hard.
Yep.
Yeah, I just realized something that has nothing to do with this topic, but I really need to eat lunch soon.
Yes, well, we're
I actually
working
just
on
heard my stomach growling, and I'm sure the microphone picked up on it.
Well, we'll hope that we can deal with that. That technologically we can deal with that. Emily, now I've known Anastasia since she was 7, so I've known you like 11 years, on and off, and I've known you since you were 12, and you are now how old?
26.
26, so I've known you for 14 years, and when I first met you, you were very, very shy. And not that you're not shy now, but you're so much stronger than when I first met you. And why is that? What helped move you along?
I guess it's the support I've had over the years. I've had a lot of difficulties in my life. Growing up, I've been picked on, teased, and ridiculed also, and people are not understanding me, and I've also and just basically things that have to do
Things that have to do with what?
I'm trying to think how to word it. Now I kind of lost it.
Well, one of the things that you do have in common with both Lauren and Anastasia is that you liked toys for a long time, and that didn't, it was different for you because your peers didn't do that. They were all in a hurry to grow up, but you also weren't in a hurry to grow up.
Yes, I continued to buy toys up till I was about 16 years old, while my peers were like getting makeup and going out to movies with boyfriends and stuff.
But and now that you're 26, you said that you truly feel that you're about what age?
About 18.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that you do like about being a girl on the autism spectrum is that you've always said your creativity and I think your endurance, and that's something that Lauren and Anastasia can learn from.
Yeah, sometimes I felt like I was pushed too much to grow up. I mean, like kind of pressured into it because everyone else was doing it. And I look back and say, why was I so ashamed to be to like such and such at that age when, now I can basically like what I want, and I'm not ashamed of it, any of it.
So you're more settled with being Emily. Being Emily is okay.
Yes, back then it wasn't so much.
And one of the things that's different for you is that Lauren and Anastasia are very verbal, and if something's not right, they squeak. Right?
Yeah.
You guys squawk, actually, and let people know things aren't okay. But Emily she would go inside. You guys are what I call you go outside and you don't just hold it in. Somebody eventually knows that something's not right.
I withdraw and go into like my own little shell, my own little world, I guess, and kind of shut everyone out.
So we'd have to go digging to find out what was wrong with you, where you guys would had it on. You'd be in a different section of the newspaper. We'd have to keep reading to find out what was going on, where you two would be on the headlines, Things are not right, right?
Yep.
And Anastasia and Emily and Lauren you guys are very kind to each other and have a lot in common. With your creativity and your love of anime. I don't know if you like anime so much, but
Not really, no.
but these two are absolutely love anime, correct?
Well, in video games.
Yes, you two
Definitely
have video
video
games in common. You're not really a video gamer though, right?
No, not really. I'm just starting to learn.
Yeah. So but you are a social butterfly.
I am.
You are. You're very social and outgoing, where you two are a little more hesitant sometimes about being social. You go ahead.
Yeah, I've gotten a little better at situations when there's a lot of people around. At least that's what my mom says. According to her, I used to do this thing whenever there was a large crowd where I'd go over into a corner and sit down and just cry.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever do that? I don't remember.
I never really saw that at Focus, but I did see you be shy, at times.
Wait, I do remember one time I did that. That was at school, though. School dance.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was cower in a corner the whole time.
So social things like that are hard, right? Have you been to a school dance?
Yeah, what I used to do is I loved it because I would get attention, but after a while I realized the kids were just laughing at me. They were taking videos of me with their cell phones. They were taking pictures because I like to break dance. I have a secret love of dancing and
Maybe we'll do a spin-off of Dancing with the Stars here, huh?
I will have no part of it.
Get some music and I'm ready to go.
So you're easy. You're more outgoing, and
Yes.
Anastasia, you're kind of in between. You can get there if you slowly ease into situations, right?
Mhm.
But you are more social now than you used to be.
Yeah.
Emily's going to college and working on, you've completed your certification, right?
Yeah.
In,
Yeah.
graphic design?
Yes, I'm going for my associate.
Mm-hmm. And Emily helps co-lead our girls group at Focus, and people miss her when if she misses a
It's
day, they
true.
miss her, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's what we call a silent power. She has a very strong presence, but it's a quiet presence.
Yeah, I'm pretty quiet, but it doesn't mean I'm any less there.
Yes, yes. And what are some of the hard things too about it? Sharon, what would you jump in here? I would love to pick on Sharon. After you're listening to some of what these guys have said, what resonates with you and that you hear from your parent support group girls?
One thing I think with girls, a lot of times when you finally get up the nerve to try to be social and try to approach somebody, it gets cut off a lot of times. And I think girls maybe are more critical of that attempt and aren't as accepting right on, and then it kind of makes it that much harder to do it the next time. And I think that's something that you were talking about that is
Yeah.
really hard. And then if that first attempt doesn't work, it's that much harder to try it again. And then the next
Yeah.
time it's even harder. So if we could make it like when you come to Focus and you have a better chance of having some good trials, you could practice the skills at Focus. And then when you have some friends at Focus, maybe try the same thing outside of Focus. Maybe that would work.
Maybe that's something that we can try in girls group, is doing some of those things. Now, we spoke to 300 plus high school students, some of us did, and when they heard you guys' stories, one of the coolest girls in the class said, I hear that we've made school very hard for you, and what can we do to make things better? And didn't that make you feel good?
It did.
How about you? It made you feel like, so we need to teach people about us, right?
I also like that when we spoke in front of college kids, that one of them said if I knew about all this sooner, I wouldn't have bullied people.
Yeah, he said I would have been a nicer kid. I do want to compliment Anastasia because she worked very hard to be able to come here today, correct? Yeah, because you know, you love being on the panel and you love, well, this is your first TV show, but you know, we had to work on trust and earning it back, and you've done a beautiful job being here today. Do you feel comfortable being here?
For the most part.
Except for your hunger pangs?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm sure that the microphone has picked up my stomach growling more than once.
More than once. Well, we'll get back to you on that. We'll get back to you on that. What about understanding guys? I mean, girls are hard enough to understand. Which do you think is harder, to understand guys or to understand girls at
That's
your
a
ages?
tough one.
That's a tough one? What do you think, Emily?
I think I understand guys more. I don't know.
Yeah, they are easier to read most of the time.
Yeah, I seem to get along with them easier for some reason.
You know, I think girls, regular, everyday garden variety girls would say the same thing, that guys are cut and dry and they don't play the games that the girls do. Girls can be really hard, especially in middle school.
Yeah.
Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we have to do that? Any ideas, Sharon? Do you have any ideas?
I think what happens is we're all insecure and we're all worried about fitting in and trying to be a part of a group, so that we try to pick on other people just to make ourselves look better. And I think when it's an awkward age, you're changing, your body's changing, there's a lot of different thoughts, and I think all the girls are insecure, so that, you know, they're not always kind to each other just because they're worried about their own place and fitting in.
And we hear that when we've gone around to speak, that everything that you guys are feeling are the same things that other people are feeling, except that you all have the spectrum issues that get in the way. And what are some of those, do you think? What are some of the, what does being on the spectrum?
Reading the signs is definitely a big one.
Reading the signs of what other people are saying and doing is a big one. Not being able to pick up on social cues, not really understanding what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes making people think that you're thinking people are your friends, but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you would agree with that, right?
Yeah, I also have something. I'm not sure if it's part of a spectrum disorder, but it mainly involves math, though. Like, math can be confusing, and even if they have a detailed explanation, there can be so many steps that you overthink it and confuse yourself.
So you're kind of equating like the difficulty of math as difficulty in the same as in relationships, that sometimes you overthink it, you may miss some of the steps. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Well, not missing the steps. No matter how many times you go over it, you just overthink it and confuse yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always have to have help in math class.
So you need help in relationship class too, right?
We don't have a relationship class
If
at
we
my
did,
school.
that would make things a lot easier.
I think it would make things a lot easier for everybody. What would you say to that, Emily?
Yeah, I'd agree, yeah, because a lot of problems that tend to have at school is relationship problems and with the socialization.
Mhm.
And yeah, the schoolwork itself can be pretty tough, but piling on all that extra weight of the socialization issues can make it just 10 times worse.
And places like recess or break, lunchroom, music classes, things that are more open-ended can be really hard too.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be in a classroom, but when you're just when they take away some of that structure and support, that's when a lot of tough times happen for people.
Yeah.
And lunchtime, sitting alone, not having somebody to sit with. I know that's happened to Emily. I don't know if that's happened to
Yeah.
you or to you.
It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my class only eats lunch in the cafeteria once a week.
So that it only becomes a problem for you once a week.
Yeah, because all the other days of the week, I can invite someone from another class to our classroom.
Yeah. So that's a good idea. That's a
Yeah.
really good idea.
And pertaining to the subject of structure, I see that I do better when there's less structure, so I can just do what I want. When they over-structure something, I can't stand it. If there's too much structure, which with me, almost any degree of structure is too much, I just like being completely free. That never happens, though.
Yeah. But because that's really hard. It's hard to just but when you get older, that's one of the good things about learning how to take care of yourself is that you can set your own, way you want to live. Like Emily now goes to school, she picks she does it at her pace. She gets evening classes. You don't sign up for the 8 a.m. classes, right?
No, I'm not a morning person.
No. So, and you know how many days that you feel, so you have more control over your life now that you're older, and you can choose what you want to eat and when you want to eat, and so, you have to have some structure in your life to go to school, but you also have a lot more freedom, and that's a good thing.
Yes.
That's why you guys got to learn how to take care of yourself so that you can go out there and have the kind of lives that you want. It's almost time for us to end, and I want them to see you guys smile, because we've talked about, we have not giggled and we have not smiled. I'd like them to at least know, because we talked about some painful subjects here,
Yeah.
being a girl and being on the spectrum, so maybe you guys should sing that little song or something that we ended up with, okay?
We are the chinfish, the mighty, mighty chinfish. Chinfish, chinfish, there's only one. Hey!
Now, we don't know that song, but we're still smiling. And so that was it for the Chicks of Focus. And I hope we did you guys proud, and that we hope you learned something from us. Did you want to sing a song or anything before we leave?
I think I'm going to pass.
You're gonna pass? All right.
Give our audience a treat.
All right. Well, thank you for coming.
I have one last thing to say, because our viewers do not know what a chinfish is. A chinfish is that thing on my shirt.
Very good.